Hello, 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 everybody. This is Kathy, and I'm here tonight with day 20 of the 100-day challenge. And today I'm going to be creating with you a rusty old tag. So I'll be using stencils and texture pastes and different inks, and that'll do it. So if you'd like to stay with me, stick around and I'll take you through it. To start, I'll be using this tag, and these tags come from Studio Light Essentials, and I got these from Amazon. So Studio Light Essentials. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole mat and move it down a little, because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing on this white part. Okay. So the first thing I want to do before I do anything, I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I want to cut a hole in the tag that's the size of the picture. And that's 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And let's see, let's get these out of the way. I can move this. And all I do for that is grab my card, and this is 3 1/4 across, so I know I'm going to want only about 1/4 inch in on each side. I'm going to double check the size again. And actually it's measuring, I don't know what happened. It's measuring much more than I thought. It's measuring a little over 3 1/2, which I believe is what this measures. Now this measures 4, perfect. So I want 1/4 inch on each side. So that means I can line it up here, and I want it about, I'll go on that line from the bottom, and I want it 2 1/4. Let me make sure, because last time I was wrong. Yeah, it's like 2 3/4 high. Okay, so I'm going to come up to this line here, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, and just about, let me start from this side. Two 3/4 down, line up the wire, match this line with the cut line, come over just about to the 1/4 inch mark there, come up, line it up, And we're going to come down. Actually, I'm going to do it like this because that's where I was measuring from. Once again, line up the cut line. And I'm going to go up. No, I'm going to go down. Just about 1, 2 3/4. And one last time, I'm going to line up the cut lines, line up the blade, and you can kind of feel it when it gets to the other side. So there we have it. And I'm not going to be needing this anymore, I don't think. And the next thing I want to do is line this up. Let's see how far over I can go. Can do it just like that. But before I line that up, what I want to do is I want to coat this so that it looks like it's sepia tone. It has a brown tone to it. So to do that, I'm going to take some Collage Medium and grab a brush here. And I'm going to take some of that, put it out here, put my lid back on, and then to this I'm going to add some Vintage Photo. Just a few drops. We'll see how many I need. I think that's probably the good amount. And you can, in case you didn't know, you can, I'm going to add a little bit more. You can color any sort of glue using Tim Holtz's Distressings, or you can use acrylics. Okay. I am going to use this on here. And I'm simply going to go across it. And I'm using matte Collage Medium. And I'm going to lift it up. Okay. And I'm going to put that up here. Drop this in the water. Excuse my inky, gluey fingers. And this all cleans up with water as long as you clean it right away. If you let it harden, just like any glue, it's a little harder. Okay, and for this I am going to take the dryer to it. Whoa, big clump just came off of it. Whoops, I'm sorry. I'm going to dry this and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue to this and glue it into the frame. And I'm going to try to line it up. Okay. Alrighty, trim this, glue and all. That's good. Clean my scissors. And set this aside for just a moment. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out some stencils. I definitely want to use the little holes. I don't think I'll use that, but I'll use these kind of cobblestones. I don't think I'll use this. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to start coloring the background of this. And I'm going to do that by placing some forest moss, no, this is gathered twigs down here, adding some water to it. And squishing it around here. This is where you just start building layers. Oh, that didn't work. I realize I shouldn't have put the picture in yet, but that's okay. I already did. Okay. And I'm going to dry that. Okay. The next thing I want to add is, where is it? Where is it? I want to add some more vintage photo. I'm going to put it right into the gathered twigs. I'm going to also add some more water. Whoops. And to that, I'm going to add some salvage patina. And I'm going to move that around. And going to add that over here, here, up here. And over here. And up at the top again. Okay, I'm going to try to sop some of this up. That didn't work. Okay. Scrape that off. One more little bit. And there we go. Okay, let's get all that up so we can move on to our next layer. Okay, next comes the fun part. Next, we're going to use grit paste. And this is translucent. That means you can't see, it's not transparent. You can't see through it, but if you put on thin enough, you can see the colors underneath it. And I'm going to take out a bunch, put it on here. Close it up. Now I'm going to add some powdered stain, and this is Rusty Car. And I got this off of Simon Says Stamp. It's called Infusions. Rusty powder. They have all different flavors, all different colors. And so it's easier so you don't pour out a big clunk. Put a hole in the top. I want this fairly dark. And I saved this little piece. I put that in later when I close it up. And now it's just like mixing plaster. Try again. Even go a little darker. And I'm also going to add a little bit of sage to this. And this is fun to do, just to experiment with what you can do with various textures and colors. Yeah, that's gave it the color I was looking for, a little grittier, a little darker. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take my stencil, and I'm going to go over here, put my glue back together, and I'm going to add some stencil here on the bottom. And let me take this off here. You want to put it on the bottom like this, like a trowel, and spread. And you want to be able to see your pattern underneath it, your design. And when you take it up, lift it straight up so that you end up with something that looks like that. I'm also going to put it up here. And again, I'm kind of putting it on a little thin up here. And lifting it, lifting it straight up. And I want some in this corner. Lifting it straight up. I don't want to waste any. Moving it back over here. Now I'm going to take my other stencil and there. There. And I have a little more left. Let me use this right next to it. Okay. And I'm going to take without the stencil, and I'm going to go with my fingers and put it around the edge of the photo, the frame. Okay. To clean this, you can drop it in a bucket of water, like if you had a pan of water next to you, which I don't. I just take my wet wipe. Comes right off with water. And I like to clean as I go. And that's mainly so I don't get stuff where it doesn't belong. Okay. More. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is it still needs more darker color to me in the background. So I'm going to add, again, some vintage photo, and I'm simply going to plop it add a little bit of water to it. Whoa. And I'm just going to let it fall. through the textures that I added. Now I also really wanted to add some blue, mainly because they're at the beach. Also add some water. And I haven't worked with this that much, so bear with me. Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to drip. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Of course, in doing that, darn, I lost the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to dry this a bit. Okay. Add just a little bit of blue. A little bit more blue. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to come in with a paper towel and very lightly just blot it. Okay. I kind of like that. Let me see. I have some in China I want to try to use. I like that. It reminds me that it was found in the ocean. Got all barnacles on it. Okay. Now, what I need to do. I need to dry it one more time. Okay, I think I got the majority dry. It'll take a while for the grit paste to dry, but I think I got it dry enough where very lightly I can cover the back. And I'm going to be covering the back with newspaper. Just like that. Actually, I can do it with collage medium. I think it would be easier. And do you know why Tim Holtz, when he created this, put this little point? It's so that it fits right in your finger like that. Isn't that weird? I just heard that today. And the thing with collage medium, it dries like yesterday. It dries really fast. So you have to work in small sections and work quickly. I want to make sure I'm not ruining it too much. Set this one up. Okay. And trim it. And one more spot. That's over here. Oops, got that dirty after all, didn't I? That's because I'm a little impatient. Just a tad. Okay. We can close this up. Clean the brush, drop it in some water. Move this out of the way. Next thing I want to do is I want to put an eyelet in. And I want to take this I'll have to do that after it's dry. Okay, so take out this. Put that here. Mash it. Okay, I did feel somewhere it needed some glue, but okay. Next thing I want to do, clean my hands a little bit, is I want to add a string and a bead up at the top. So I have this waxed wrapped cord, and I'm going to put it through the eyelet. Tighten it up. Okay, then I'm going to take a bead, and I took one that had a pretty large opening. I'm going to cut these so that they're even, and let's see what happens by trying to get both of these through. Oh, it worked. That was easy. Geesh. And then I'm just going to tie it at the top. Just like that. And then I'm going to tie the ends of these in a knot. Like that. And like that. Cut it off to match. Okay. Now one more thing I want to do is I'm going to put another hole over here. I'm going to put it down towards the bottom here. Another eyelet. And let me say off the bat, I'm not waiting for this to dry enough. I mean, it's dry, but, you know, it needs another couple hours to really dry. Okay. Next, I'm going to take one of the charms I made in day 19, and I'm going to take one of these. Let me see if I have some little okay, black will have to do, and open one of these. Put it through here. And then eventually I'll add that. But what I want to do to this before I add it is I want to color it because it's too silvery. So again, I'm going to use some collage medium. Oh, I guess it would have been good for me not to put that brush away, but that's okay. Add some I don't think I'll add rust. I'll add the vintage photo. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I kind of barely. You can barely see it. I'm going to mix that up. Then I'm going to take this and I'm simply going to kind of put it all over this. Because it's glue, it'll dry and it will adhere to it. These charms were so fun to make. So if you haven't seen my last video, number 19, please check it out if you want to make some of these. And I need to hold it in my dominant hand there. Okay, I'm gonna just smooth it around with my finger. And this tubing is plastic, so it takes this coloring a little better than if it was glass. Okay. Drop that down. Okay, so we're going to take this pin. I have another pin somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't see it. Grr. Okay. And we're going to hang it like this. Close this up. Hang it from this. And close that up. And grab a piece of paper so you can see. Oh! And that's what we have. Let me hit that big smudge out. Cool. Okay, well, I have a saying that I want to put on it. Sweet moments to treasure. Should I put it there, up here? And I'm going to put it in this. So it looks all crudded up. It is crudded up. Let me see what happens if I wet it. Okay, let me dry this. Add a bit of glue. I put it here. Yeah, down here. Sweet moments to treasure. Okay, well, move that up so you can see it. And I hope you enjoyed this rather quick, grungy, rusty tag create. And I hope you try it. And please join me again next time for number 21 in the 100-Day Challenge. And if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.